Hello friends, this is your crypto sats. So new weekend, happy Sunday. So today I have brought like a weekly forecast on what may happen in the coming weeks. So stay tuned, and we are looking at AUD CAD pair. First pair. So AUD CAD is basically looking as a consolidation over here. This may be consolidation, or I think it's a distribution phase where the market will like trade in this box and finally break down, take this support again and again move to the upside. So this is what I'm looking on 4 hour of AUD CAD in coming weeks to play out. As you can see, this trend line, which was a longer term trend line, from here it was broken out here at this area, and retest also done. So what I see is like something like trade in this box, once breakdown, retest, and this is our place to short this thing to for the targets over this support region, and then again it may resume to move upside. So this is what I am seeing on AUD CAD. So you can mark this in your charts as well. So thank you. Let's move to the next one. AUD CHF. AUD CHF is kinda looking in a symmetrical triangle, which is about to complete, and we are seeing a breakdown. So we'll see on Monday, that is tomorrow, and how this plays out. If this breaks down, go retest. This is our place to short it. Again, it may come here. If this support breaks, the next support would be this one, as you can see. Yeah, this is the next support. I'll just mark it. So this would be our next support. So it might come over here, take the support, and again move up like this. So AUD pairs are looking bearish in coming days. If this breaks out upside, wait, so a yeah. So this is what for AUD CHF. Let's move on to the next one, which see RSI. RSI is also showing room towards the downside. So it might make a double bottom in this, which would initially bring the price over here or over here. So okay, let's move to the next side. AUD JPY is looking for a decent descending triangle, which is very clear. It's forming out. So what I see in AUD JPY is again move up, trade in this range, break down, and this is our place to short on the retest, and for the target 0.5 or 0.618 golden ratio of this whole move to the upside. So this is clear descending triangle, which is formed right now. So I want to see, this would be a two confirmations for us. One is the break of this ascending channel, and then break of this support will automatically lead the price over here 0.5, and we have a good support out here at this range, around 698 69 sorry 70. So maybe price might resume over here and then move up, or if this breaks, then these are the two targets for AUD/JPY to come down in coming days. So hope this is clear now. Let's move on to the next pair, and mark it, guys. Mark it in on your chart so you to learn with me. So this is a clear descending triangle pattern. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. AUD/NZD. AUD/NZD is right now facing resistance over here, so we might retest this one, like maybe this, again this, and it might break. If this support breaks, then next support this, and then move up. So right now these are the supports and resistance. So let's see on Monday how this reacts to this support and this resistance. If this resistance breaks, then next resistance is this, so target would be here. And if this support breaks, first target and then second target. So this is what I'm looking on AUD/NZD. So there is no clear picture until any of this resistance or supports break. So it's in a no man's land, that is no trade zone. So let's wait like a fisherman for a fish to get caught. And yeah, so let's move on to the next one, AUD USD. AUD USD is kind of trading in a symmetrical triangle forming, and there's also a breakdown on this. So it broke out, so I want to see this support to break to take a shot, which would be this one. I want this support to break and go below and close below it, and I will take a shot on the retest, which would be here for this target. Either this target or the next target would be, I'll just mark. So as of now resistance is this one, so there is no clear resistance out here, and maybe a weak resistance out here, which is this point. This is a resistance, so a target would be around, so this range I would consider for the, if this support breaks, that would be our next target here. So if this breaks, then this would be a target, and it might continue to move, might resume to move upside. So let's take fibs on it. So I personally believe that a correction mode has started, and this impulsive has to be corrected now. So if we take the fibs out, our 0.5 lies around here, which is also a nice support region. Here you can see there was a consolidation over here, so maybe, yeah, even if this support breaks, then next would be here, and also we have a support over here as well. So these are the landing zones if this breaks out. So we would see where to long it according to the price action. So Elite members, you will get it, don't worry. So let's move on to the next one, CAD CHF. CAD CHF is clearly moving in a ascending channel, which may be a bear flag for this move. If this is a bear flag and it breaks down, then our targets would be a bigger, like, I'll just show you how to measure a bear flag. If a bear flag is forming, the distance over this would be your target from the breakdown. So example, it breaks down here, then the target, I'll change this color, then the target would be your this distance, your target would be here. And for confluence, just go on daily time frame and see if there is any support or resistance. So as of now there is no support or resistance, so it would be a free fall if this support breaks, which is this one. If this breaks, it would be a free fall for CAD CHF. So if this is a bear flag, if this is not a bear flag, or it's some kind, but it looks a bear flag to me because it's just going very flat scenario. If it was a correction, so it would have moved like this, and B wave and then a C wave, but I don't think so. This is a correction, this is a bear flag in my opinion, and we would see another breakdown to the downside on CAD CHF. Support, we have a support of over here. Always look for left to right zones for support or resistance, because that is the latest data you have, and we have a nice support out here. As you can see, this is a nice support zone, so we might make a double bottom and also move up to retest the upper channel, and then again we move down. This is quite possible, so anything can happen, guys. So we always trade with confirmations, don't do aggressive trading, which I ignore always. And resistance on this, recent resistance is this zone would act as a resistance on CAD CHF. So let's move on to the next one, and CAD JPY. So I'm looking CAD JPY for this target's upward move. Like you can see, it's a clear impulse wave, I feel so. So this is looking ugly. So you can see this is our first wave, and we had a second wave, third wave, fourth, and we are looking for a fifth wave. But as per Elliott wave perspective, we should have a fifth wave, which would create a divergence, but we already have a divergence. And the reason why I feel there is a upward move coming so is the RSI. So you can see one of the thing you need to see in RSI is a momentum indicator. So if I take this lowest point, which is out here or here, this point, this is the lowest, and I take the Fibonacci, and Fibonacci on this one from the lowest point to the highest point, you can see the market retraced more than 0.78%, whereas the price just retraced up to 0.38, which clearly shows there is one more move is coming, because the RSI resetted itself, because the selling pressure was not strong in the price action as compared to RSI. So you might see there are still buyers are there to move another leg up. So this is what my targets for the first target would be around this one is 0.618 for my first target, around 83,439. So if this is a fourth wave, we should not go below this 0.5, and 0.5 we also have a nice confluence of support over here. So this is how you analyze this, guys. This is how you do it. So you can see we have a nice confluence of support. You can see support, this is a resistance which would now act as a support. You can see nice bounce. So we should not go below 0.5, because fourth wave never goes beyond 0.5. In rare case it goes up to 0.618, but not always. So this is my point of invalidation for this upward move. So this clearly indicates that there is one more move yet to come, and also if it dumps towards, like, one second, if it dumps bit down, we would have a bullish divergence on the RSI. You can see clearly bullish divergence, price makes lower low, RSI makes higher low, sorry, which is a clear indication that the bullish mode is yet to come, and also we are slightly consolidating. So I feel in the coming weeks we would see a jump in CAD JPY once this retested 0.5, and then we would move up towards this target. And for this target we also have confluence of this long term resistance line, which you can see it on higher time frames. Like, you have a long term resistance which is from 2 years long term resistance trend line. So I feel, yeah, that would be a great area of confluence for, and also we have a nice support zone over here. So this would be my target for coming days on CAD JPY. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So this is clear. So how do you mark this fifth wave? So I'll just show you a glimpse of it. So we would take the trend based extension tool, mark this pivot, first wave start, end of third wave, that would be a second pivot, and third pivot would be somewhere around 0.5. I'm assuming to reach over here, but it's already over here, so I would just assume if the market reaches 0.5 fibs. So yeah, this would be my first target, which is around 432 pips. That's quite a good target, trade. And my second target, if this reaches from here, this would be my second target, which is 1-to-1 extension. So this would be a 500 pips, and this would be an 850 pips. So that's a nice good long opportunity. And the best part is your stop loss, which is, sorry, one second, the best part is your stop loss. If you take entry over here, your stop loss would be below, underneath the 0.618. I am just keeping below this support zone, and you see you get 1:3 ratio, which is a very good trade. And if you take this target, you get 1:5 ratio. So that would be a very good trade in coming days, in coming weeks. So I would see this trade setup. You can see stop loss below the 0.618 and below this support zone. I'll just mark and show this support zone, stop loss below this, and target, as I said, below this resistance trend line. first target and second target would be here. So that's it for cat JPY. Let's move on to the next one. So CHF JPY is clearly showing a falling wedge, which is a bullish continuation pattern. Always a falling wedge typically gets a 3 touches. So first touch done, second touch is also done, and we also have a third touch, arguably yes. So what I see is either we break down, take this 0.5 support, and then a move up to the upside. So this is what I want to see, and I'm waiting for this trade to take a safer entry, and my stop loss would be below this 0.618. So I would typically keep my stop loss over here below this support zone. So we have two confluence of supports out here, and one, yeah, this is maybe we might get another touch. Like it is not 100% necessary that it should touch 0.5, or we might also get this touch, take support, and then move up. And so when to trade this? We trade only when this resistance is our trend line, so it breaks, we would take the entry on the rate test, and then we would move up. So this is how you take a falling wedge trade. So let's wait for confirmations or break of this structure to take any trade. So this is what CHF JPY is looking, and we have resistance out here. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Next one is Euro AUD. Yeah, Euro AUD is looking, so I have already marked the trade setups. So Euro AUD, after a long term downtrend, it's in a correction mode, which is correction of this downtrend, which is a counter trend trade. Yeah, so as you can see, clear three wavish move. So you can see a three wavish, again we get a three wavish. In this three wavish we have a B wave as a descending triangle. So B wave can be a triangle, or X wave, anything you can take. So I'm once break of this trend line, which is already broken, you can take this trade with stop loss below this. And why I like this trade setup is, one is Fibs, which marks, sorry, this is you can see three wave, again a three wave, and again a three wave. So you can see Fibs, it tested 0.618, which is a golden ratio, and it's moving up. And also it is breaking this trend line, which is this descending trend line. If you want to a conservative entry and safe entry, so you wait for this resistance to break to take this entry, and you can write this all way around. First target would be around 1.65446, which is 0.618, and second target would be around 1:1 ratio of this A wave move. So you can see this trade gets you 1:1 ratio risk reward, and this gets you 1:2 ratio, which is also very good risk reward ratio. So this is my setup as of now on Euro AUD. We have a strong support out here. For the confluence resistance, we have resistance out in here, which is around 1:1 ratio, which we have a nice confluence. And for 0.618, we have a confluence of this resistance, as you can see, this support, which would act as a resistance now. So yeah, this is what I am looking on Euro AUD. So be smart to book your profits, guys. Okay, let's move on to the next one, Euro CAD. Euro CAD is, I'm waiting for this area, which is 0.618, to take a long entry. So it might move like this. So in forex market, this 0.618 and 0.5 fib ratio always works perfect, but you should know where you are extending your pivots. So example, if this is a start of a move, like you can see after a downtrend, it is a new start to the move to the upside. It may either be a ABC correction, which should be A, B and a C. It would either be an ABC, so counter trend, or it might also be an impulse wave which should 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, which would also be an impulsive wave which should get you higher move. So when you have a new move to the upside and you always enter around and divide your entries, divide your entries in these two fips, and you always place your stop loss underneath the 0.786. So in this case we don't have any confluence of support, so this is the confluence of support as you can see. So I will place my stop loss just below that support, so and I ride it the way move up. So example, if you, and one more thing is where to keep your targets. So example, if you are assuming this your first pivot, take your trend based extension which you will find over here, and sorry, so take your trend, mark the lowest point where it started and highest point where it ended, and I'm assuming as of now that market would reverse around 0.618. So assuming that, I place my third touch over there, and your targets, if it is a C wave, it always goes up to 0.1:1 ratio, which is out here. So you can keep your targets around either this range or either below this 0.618. So you just watch the price action over these two levels and book your profits partially or in total, or you can trail your stop losses. So hope this is clear how to take a simple strategy, simple trade. So this is Euro CAD. Let's move on to the next one. It's Euro CHF. So as you can see, this move, which was a counter trend move, so it's already broken the 0.618. So my next area of support would be 0.786, and we also have a nice place of support over here. So market would just fall to here and then move up. So because it's and already we have a head and shoulders pattern, so we already have an head and shoulders pattern. So I believe the price would come up to this 0.786 and then move up to the upside. So if that breaks, what would you do? So if you take this trade, place your stop loss just below this support zone, give it little room to breathe. So this would be your stop loss, this would be your entry, and targets as I said. So assuming you take entry over here, stop loss is your 0.27%, target 0.618. So this is gonna be a very good trade for you guys. Just have a look on it and take on it. As I said, targets, take the lowest point, highest point, and then the 0.786, assuming the market would reverse out here. So your first target would be below this 0.618, and your second target would be as simple as that, as simple as clear. So don't confuse yourself, use the easiest strategy. I will make a video on this strategy very soon, so stay tuned. And this trade would just get you 1:15 ratio, which is a very huge risk reward ratio, and I'm also gonna take this trade. So this is a nice trade setup and forming on Euro CHF. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is Euro GBP. So I'll just make it quick. So Euro GBP, and I want to see a like ABC correction for this move, for a B wave or second wave. And if you take the fibs out here, so we might see because it is a new move of this move. This is a new move, so we always short already of inverse fib ratio around 0.618, 0.055. So sorry, 0.618 or 0.5, which I have marked here. So market might like go here, retest this, retest, again move to 0.786 and then move up. This is not assured guys because it's already tested 0.618, so we will wait and see how the price reacts in this range. For the confluence of resistance, we have a small resistance, so I want to see how the price reacts over here. So but this is the possible short setup and I am seeing. So how do you take entry? Take Fibonacci retracement, mark the highest to the lowest, and your stop, you can see this 2 fibs, and you see how the market reacts. Stop loss above the 0.786. For 786 we have also have a confluence of this resistance, you can see here. So yeah, so let's see how it plays out. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Euro JPY, it's in a falling wedge pattern, which is a continuation pattern. So A, B and a C wave, and it's already touching the 0.5 fibs. So we want to see a move, fast move to the upside. So break on this, retest, we would take entry here to the move. And again I said how to measure your targets. So if it retraces here, take your trend based Fibonacci extension tool, which is this, take the lowest point, highest point, assuming it is reversing from 0.5. Your targets are clear. One is 0.618 and other one is 1:1 ratio. And also see confluence of that, we have a confluence of this resistance out here 0.618, and we have another confluence of this resistance on here 0.1:1 ratio. So it might either be a impulse wave or a correction wave like this. So this is clear, Euro JPY. So let's move on to the next one. Euro NZD, same, euro pairs or everything are same, and we have a confluence of this resistance. So and it tested 0.618 moving up. So I want to see, I assuming the price would reach over here in the coming days. So you can take a long. So this setup would be taking here long, stop loss below the 0.618 786, but in this case it's already pivoted the 0.618, and we have a nice support out here where you can see, I'll just mark and show you. You see a support out here, this support. So I'll place my stop loss below the support and my targets below this resistance. So that gives me a nice trade setup of 191 pips, sorry, not 134 pips. This trade would cost me, get me profits. So this is what I'm looking on Euro NZD. So you can mark it guys, and also we have a nice confluence of resistance out here. So always mark as a zone, not as a line. So one second, click it. So yeah, so this is a resistance. So I will see, I will try to book my profits out in this zone, which is this red zone. So this is the clear setup for Euro NZD. Let's move on to the next one, Euro USD. It's forming a falling wedge. So let's wait for a break on this pattern. It's not necessary that it would always move up, sometimes it will also move down. So that's why we wait for confirmation. I see this breakout, retest, and then we take this trade. That is the safest entry. Sorry, excuse me. This is the safest entry, and our targets would be this two resistance line, which you can see I have marked it. So you can just copy this, so you can just watch this levels and place your lines, and you have your supports and resistance of Euro USD. So let's wait on this, or it might also go up, form a double top, which is here. It might also form a double top. So yeah, it has some leg to move up. So I'm watching this resistance level to play a reversal. So let's see how it plays out. Just wait for this confirmation to play rising wedge. let's move to the next one. GBP AUD. GBP AUD is, you can take a long position, but it's not clear move, so I will wait for any clear move. Yeah, so I want to see how the price reacts in this week to have a clear picture on GBP AUD. So let's move on to the next one. GBP CAD, it's also looking like a falling wedge or bull flag, anything you might name it. So I see a play down here, breakout, and then move up. This is what I'm saying on GBP CAD pair. So not a clear falling wedge though, but yeah, you can arguably tell this as a falling wedge, which would give us this as a wave, B wave, and then we have a C wave. So yeah, we have a room to move up. I'll update this trade setup in Elite channel. And GBP CHF, so as I said, that strategy, when you have a fresh move to the upside, take the fibs and make your re-entries around this 0.5 and 0.618. So in this case, 0.5 has a nice confluence of support, so I would take a long here. And as I said, how to mark the targets, take the highest, so this would be at your targets. So in this case, we have a confluence of this resistance zone around this, so we can place our targets just right below that, and also this, you can see nice resistance. So this is how GBP CHF is. So let's move on GBP JPY. So it's in a ascending channel, and I'm assuming this to be an impulsive, or you can call it as also leading diagonal. So it's in wave 4. Wave 4, as I said, it never retraces below 0.5, but this is from the start and the end. So if that's the case, we are also reaching the 0.5 fib. So, and also we have this base channel support out here, and we have a confluence of these two ranges, and also you can again take this move, as I said, as you know the strategy how to play with fibs. So retest, go this resistance or this resistance. So these would be our two targets, and if you want to see how this would come out, see, you have nice confluence. And yeah, I have also have a, wait, why did I mark that? Yeah, we already had a double top, double bottom, as you can see, first and second bottom. So it might be a reversal, and that's why I believe this to be an impulsive wave. So on coming days, we're gonna move here, and then a correction, decent correction of 0.618, and then move up. So this is what I am assuming on GBP JPY pair. So yeah, let's move to the next one, GBP NZD. This is also in ascending channel. We have the base channel support. So let's see if this breaks or reverses. So just wait for a nice price action candlestick to form on higher time frames. And if I see there is nothing, no reversal candles or anything, let's wait how this plays. So better not to touch this guy right now, because it's in a no trade zone, and if arguably we also have, but not a clear head and shoulders, not a clear. So I would just wait, avoid this guy, and wait for any confirmations. I will update. So let's move on to the next one, GBP USD. GBP USD, it's due for correction. So this is clear a three-way wish, so I just assume this as a correction. So as I said, fibs plays out here. Take your entries in these two ranges, targets around as I said. So A, B, C. So this is what. Wait, I'll just take this out. Fibs. We already it's tested. So this is kinda looking like A, B, C. This is one move. This is one move. So we have a leg up and then move down. One second. So I'll just mark it clearly. So this is one move, A, B, C. This arguably is a one move. This is B wave. Test this or this, and then move up for the third leg, which is a C wave, and my confluence for that is this resistance. You can see. So this is what I am watching on GBP/USD. Slight move to the downside, take the support zones, and then I move to the up, reject over here, and then again move maybe to the downside. So it's clear on GBP/USD. Let's move on to the next one. I didn't find any good setups out here. Arguably we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern coming out, but not that clear though. So I would wait to see this resistance break to take any trade or any setup. So let's wait on this guy. Let's move to the next. I'll just go to USD CAD. Yeah, USD CAD, as you can see, clear A wave, B triangle, which is a descending triangle, breakout. C wave is done. So I'll just put waves so you can see. So this is a wave, and this now it's going to the B wave, which is this ABC to test that support. So in coming days, what I'm watching for, and also it's forming a good symmetrical triangle tested of 0.5 support region. So how I'm looking on this is A wave, B wave, and then C wave. Either this resistance, if it resists, if this breaks, then this is our good area to take a shot, this two area, and then move to the downside for test of this support. So hope it's clear for you guys on this view. A wave, B wave is a descending triangle, as you can see. I'll just hide this. B wave is a descending triangle, breakout. Either we take this as a retest of this break, or if this breaks, we would watch the targets out here, this 0.5 or 0.618, to take another short entry. So now, as of now, you can take a long position in coming weeks. Wait for this to break and this resistance to break to take any trade, like a long trade, and your stop loss would be below 0.618, which is here. This would be your stop loss, this would be your entry after this break, and your target would be first target around, take this confluence of this resistance, and your second targets would be around here. So hope this is clear for you guys on USD CAD. Let's move to the next one. USD CHF, we have a resistance, we are reaching a resistance, and it's already trading in a channel, kind of descending triangle. Everyone were looking for this to be a head and shoulders pattern, but it initially broke down. That's why we always take a trade with confirmations, never with a view, because market may change anytime. So as of now, in coming weeks, I let's see on, as you can see, strong resistance. So if this breaks on RSI, the price would break over here to retest this support, sorry, resistance, like this. If this rejects, then again we might take this support and then move up. So let's see how this resistance play. I'm waiting for this to break, and we have a strong resistance out here. Let's see how this works. Let's move on to the next one, USD JPY. We have a lot of inverse head and shoulders forming in USD JPY. So I believe there's a very strong move in coming months, not in coming weeks, because it takes time. In coming months, we have a lot of big moves to move. One possible move is, I'll show you a larger inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is on weekly. It's a clear inverse head and shoulders pattern forming, and on weekly time frame. So we are in a correction mode. So in coming months, the play of USD JPY would be break on this triangle, sorry, symmetrical triangle, to move to this. As I said, our strategy with fibs, test this both and then move up, as clear as that. So I am waiting for this to break, touch and go up to the upside, and my confirmation of this head and shoulders pattern would be break of this neckline. So for a longer investment kind or whatever you take, so wait for this retest, take this, book some profits over here, and see if this breaks, then we enter again some position long on this retest and then move up to the upside. And this target would be the distance over here. So this would be our targets for USD JPY, which would be a huge and brutal move around 4,300 pips, which would initially make you millionaires. So let's see how this plays in coming weeks. I'll just post my swing setup, which would need to hold around 2 to 3 months. I'll just place a perfect entry in my light channel. So thank you. This is clear on USD JPY. And yeah, here comes our gold. Gold is in a box. It's trading in a box, a rectangle, or you might say it is consolidating. And on having a note, we have an inverse head and shoulders on gold. So we'll take a trade once this resistance breaks and these two resistance breaks. We'll take a trade. Until then, this is in a no trade zone. So it might also like go up, form, go down. It might also go like this. It can be scalped, but not a good trade. I don't like scalps personally. So we wait for this resistance to break. We enter the retest for a long. So that's it for forex pairs, guys. So hope you all like this video, and if you like, please like and subscribe it, and give us a comment, and make sure you join my Telegram channel. Thank you. Have a nice Sunday. All the best for the coming weeks.